in the course of the 40 minutes, a lot of ups and downs, and ultimately, these two were huge. Seimone, we asked for halftime, that we needed a little bit more, get involved offensively because she's been the key to the series, and she took it to heart. Really was aggressive, made some shots, played some defense, and then obviously Sylvia Fowles when it was hard down there, it was crowded down there, and she just persisted, and she found other ways to score other than just on set plays. And I think that was the key to her success. Hustle plays, offensive rebounds, ducking in. And I just thought overall we were pretty hard to play against.
Question.
So the ability of this team to be able to pick out different players to come up with the key run at different times, how does that happen, and how do you guys sort of decide that amongst yourselves?
I think a lot has to do with the coach and who she wanted to pick on at that time. I think our point guard did a really good job at getting us into an offensive flow and us taking into consideration what we can do at any given point and making sure we go out there and do it when needed.
Obviously, you guys have been on a mission after the finals last year. Focusing in, how good is it to have a star-studded team like Washington to kind of sharpen your tools before you face the defending champions, assuming, or maybe not?
You want Seimone to answer that?
Yeah. And then,
I mean, it's good to have a team like Washington that you can play against. Obviously, they challenge us in many ways that whoever comes out of the other series, Phoenix or LA, will challenge us in the same way with three-point shooters, a big that can do a little bit of everything. So it was great to kind of get that feel and see what adjustments we need to make from game to game, as well as defensively, just seeing where we can execute, where we can lock in and get stops. And obviously, offensive rebounding was key in this series, and they kind of showed us where our weakness was early on in the series, so we were able to kind of clean that up a little bit.
Coach, understanding the experience factor and the 3-0 sweep of Washington, but what can you say about the relentlessness of this young Washington team in terms of fighting back after game one?
Yeah, I mean, Washington was incredibly difficult to play against. I mean, there's good players all over the place. They play incredibly hard. They make things difficult for you. They're physical. They're relentless, as you spoke of. This is a team that didn't have most of their group together for a big stretch of the season. What concerned me was that the longer they played, the better they were getting. And so we thought it was really important not to give them that life, that they develop a little more confidence every time they play. Getting the whole group together. Obviously, Taylor Hill wasn't back, but this is a team that fought through a lot of injuries and put themselves in position to be in the playoffs and to advance in 2 rounds to get to the semifinals. So, Mike Tebow's one hell of a coach, and they challenge your schemes in every possible way. And just look at what they did. They found their identity on the glass. They were good during the regular season, but they went to a whole other level in the playoffs. And they had a ton of them against New York. They did the same. They reversed it on Dallas. I think they had 20 offensive rebounds, I think, against Dallas. I didn't think it was a weakness of ours. We were in the top. They made us look bad on the glass, and so this is a team that there's no doubt about it that the future is very, very bright.
Seimone, in the first half, you guys had a lot of turnovers on offense, and you were fouling a lot on defense. What adjustments did you guys make at halftime to sort of make a cleaner game of it?
Yeah, just take care of the ball. Like you said, we're one of the best teams on the offensive end as far as scoring the basketball. And it's just a matter of not turning the ball over, giving them easy baskets on the other end, or difficult situations for us have to defend. Them pushing the ball in transition. But once we were able to clean that up, like Sil said, Coach said, the luxury of our team is we can go to anyone at any given time. I had my moments, Waylon had her moments, Maya had her moments, and then Sylvia kind of finished it up in the paint, in the post. So if we can take care of the ball, it's difficult for any team to defend us.
Mm-hmm. And Sylvia, the Mystics did make sort of a scrappy game of it with Del Don attacking the rim a lot and them hitting the offensive glass. With you and Rebecca, how much do you guys look forward to maybe a game like this where you're going to have to do a lot of work under the basket in the trenches?
We don't look forward to games like this. I mean, that's the beauty of Rebecca and I, and what the Mystics brought this series. Just crashing the boards, and they challenged us all 3 games, and it was something different. And it just wasn't one player doing it. They did it in different ways, and so I think they gave us a different look every night. But we definitely looked forward to the challenge and challenged ourselves to go out there and make sure we get it done.
This is for anyone, but probably Sylvia in particular. Given what you guys have said about being challenged in the offensive glass, how important at the moment did you feel that the moment where I think Rebecca had an offensive board and you had an offensive board and all of a sudden the 2-1 game is a 6-point game, and that it came that way, did you feel like even in the moment that was like a key response to a challenge?
Coach always says best. We don't look to give offensive boards. We just look at when in a moment can we break a team. Coach always said maybe that'd be the first 5 minutes, maybe the last 2 minutes, maybe the last 30 seconds. So we just keep going when we try to find those breaking points where we can get in there and get the job done. And it so happened Rebecca set the tone in those last couple of minutes, and I just try to follow.
Syl's understating her presence in this series on the glass. You know, as much as you guys are talking about Mystics, I get it. It's your team. We out second chance points them, and that was critical for us, especially in the stretch that maybe they were turning up their defense, getting a little more aggressive. And you know, the game too, when they had us on the ropes type of thing. It's Sylvia Fowles that came out of nowhere. You know, getting great finishes, and that's what people hanging on her. And it was big today, you know. And you mentioned Brunson's rebound. The two of them had all 8 of our offense rebounds, Syl and Rebecca. So that relentlessness is special, you know. And obviously the Mystics showed that's a special part of what they do. But it's also what makes Sylvia and Rebecca Brunson so incredibly special for us.
Coach, coming out of this series, going into the finals, whoever you meet there, what good things do you want to carry to that next step to get another possible championship for you?
Our three ball. You know, Syl's creating so many openings for us. You know, we've worked long and hard all season to be a team that can make you pay. And so, you know, again in this series when we're playing against a team that, you know, they take the most threes in the league and really had us spread out, and you know, we held our own, you know, against this team. So we were happy with that in this series, and I think it's going to be necessary for us to be able to win a championship, because I think you got to have that balance. Syl's going to do everything on the inside. We're going to defend our tails off. Hopefully we're going to continue to rebound. We've got to have balance, you know. We know what Simone's going to do. At the end of the day, you know, I think it's our ability to knock down threes that can help give you separation.
When you do have that balance, your point guard, Lindsay Whalen, sort of almost like a conductor, orchestrating everything and finding everything. How important was she in the fourth quarter? Obviously they got the 8 points, but also just her emotional kind of leadership out there in talking in the huddles and those kind of things.
I'll let these guys take that one.
Oh, you got it.
Yeah, Wade's our emotional leader. I mean, obviously, both of you have been at practices and stuff. She's fired. When she gets fired up, whether we're in practice or a game, it really changes the momentum of our team, our mentality, how aggressive we become, the intensity. So when we see Waylon, we always say get the cussing and spitting. When Waylon cusses and spits, you best believe the Lynx are probably about to go on a run or something good is about to happen.
Seimone, just, you know, you have this team of accomplished stars, yet somehow another level gets reached. And, you know, you have a year where it's your most efficient shooting season in 5 years, you know, the same year that Syl wins an MVP. How does that happen? How do you guys find that next level, you know, even above what you've already done?
You just keep working. It's funny because that's what we tell the rookies all the time. You got to keep getting better. Everybody knows what you can do. At this stage, I mean, people got a scouting report. They can tell me what I can do. But it's still hard for them to stop it because I'm very efficient in what I do. I have perfected the jump shot. I've perfected, you know, certain things in my game, and it's just difficult. So you just have to keep working and play off of players. Like, we have great players around us. No one has to feel the pressure of doing more. Like, you just got to do what you do and do it well. And that's been the key to our success. No one feels that pressure of having to do too much. This team just kind of flows with what goes on. If Maya's got it going, we keep feeding Maya. If Syl's got it going, we keep feeding Syl. So, like you said, that's the beauty of, you know, our team. And we can kind of, you know, grow under, like, in the backdrop. Like, I can go in and work on my game without having to feel the pressures. That's the same way Maya has to do. Like, she doesn't have that pressure of having, you know, the lights on at all the time because we take that pressure off of each other.
All right, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.